NCSSA. I would like for please, the flag is out here. We're going to first do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance. Everybody. Okay, now we're going to do the national anthem. I'd like to introduce to you from Antigua, Miss Winterfest Queen, Robin Glover.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proofs through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Robin, very, very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the President of NCSSA, Mr. Ron Hackman.
On behalf of the NCSSA Board of Directors, I'd like to welcome you to the 6th Annual Hall of Fame Tournament and Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. And at this time, I'd like to pass it on to Gary Trihorn, who will present the awards to the new inductees. Gary?
Thank you, Ron. Just a little bit of history of the NCSA Hall of Fame. This tournament used to be called our NCSA Championship. Well, it really wasn't a championship or anything. So 6 years ago, we decided to institute a NCSA Hall of Fame. And this was going to be our premier tournament for that, to recognize the people that have made all this possible over the years, of all the teams, all the players, and what North California softball has become. It's because of this association, in addition to the city associations, the county associations that govern senior softball. So it's kind of a recognition for all the people that have turned softball, made Northern California the hotspot for senior softball in the country. A little bit on how we elect, how we get to the people that are going to be inducted. We've inducted 21 players so far, the last 5 years. We induct anywhere from 4 to 6 players per year, depending on the vote. And the way we get the players are all of the board, 15 members of the board of directors of NCSA, plus all of the Hall of Fame members can nominate 2 players for the Hall of Fame. Once the Hall of Fame committee gathers all the nominations, the board of directors and the Hall of Fame members get to vote. The players with the highest number of votes are the ones that get the induction. I'm going to go over we have some Hall of Fame members that are in the third base dugout over here. I'm going to read the names. There's only been 21 so far, so it won't take too long. In 2008, we had Jack Hoover, Dean Perkins, Seth Simpson, Roland Stairwalt, Carl Wagner. That was our initial group that went in. In 2009, we had Harold Dunbar, Frank Kirchman, Noel Langtot, Carl Niederus, Richard Seward, and Bob Strand. 2010, we inducted Norm Blackwell, Bob Elwood, John Kranz, Al Myers. 2011, we inducted Pete D'Avignon, Albert Morales, Bob Schwann, Gary Trihorn, and Dick Wilson. In 2012, we inducted Morris Hasada, Bob Hunter, Ron Mathelier, John Reedy, Ernest Schaefer, and Jerry Shearer. Okay, let's have a hand for these guys. These are the guys who've been inducted so far. Now on to the business at hand here is inducting 2013 members into the NCSA Hall of Fame. The first guy we have is Bob Fernandez. He began playing senior softball after moving to Lincoln Hills. The first team he played on was Lincoln Hills Coyotes. Bob served on the Lincoln Hills Softball Board of Directors. He held two positions while on the board, one as commissioner and secondly as president. He has also served on the NCSSA Board of Directors as Vice President as well as Chairman of the Ranking Committee. Currently, Bob is the Region 1 primary representative. Bob at the present plays for Lincoln Hills Coyotes and the Sacramento Blues 65s. Bob, congratulations.
I would like to thank those people responsible, and it's truly an honor to become a member of this board, not for your ability, but because of the volunteers and the time and the effort that these people have put in, both as sportsmen, players, and as part of the NCSSA group. I'd also like to thank my wife who couldn't be here today. She's the one who let me play 4, 5, 6 days a week, like many of you guys. And I'd also like to make a comment about some of the places we live in. For example, I'm fortunate enough to live in Lincoln Hills. In Lincoln Hills, we have our own field. We play 6 days a week. We either play in league or traveling team or practicing. And it's a great atmosphere and a great bunch of guys. I thank those guys who were able to come today and support this Hall of Fame induction. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bob. Congratulations. Our next inductee, Mr. Ernie Gomez, was one of the original members that started the San Jose Vintage League in 1988. He had served on the Vintage Board of Directors board for 3 years. During Ernie's years of playing senior softball, he has received many awards from Vintage. Those include Sportsmanship, Certificate of Appreciation, Armenia, Parsegian, and Lifetime Achievement Awards. He has managed for 15 years. Ernie has played for Vintage, Palo Alto Chiefs, Chico, and Big Valley softball teams. He has played 15 years at the Huntsman Senior Games and has medaled numerous times with Big Valley team. Ernie, congratulations, my friend.
I want to thank senior softball for all of this, and Noel Langtot especially. And I also want to thank my wife who has stuck with me all these years. And I mean stuck because I've been gone and she's been home doing everything. But thanks, babe. And just thank all the guys that I've met and played with and against. They've all been great. It's a great organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ernie. Our next inductee is Mr. Harry Perslow. He began playing senior softball in 1990 at age 50. His first tournament team was with the Palo Alto Cherokees. The following year, he relocated to Sacramento area and joined South Placer Senior Softball Association and became a member of the board of directors. Harry was a member of the Sacramento Golden Seniors. Harry was the tournament director for SPSSC until 2004 when he moved to Oregon. In 2008, Harry was responsible for bringing NCSSA tournaments to Medford, Oregon. This year marks the 6th year he has hosted a NCSSA tournament in Oregon. Congratulations, Harry.
Well, like everybody before me, I'd certainly like to thank NCSSA for all the support they've given, especially coming all the way up to Oregon. This year we're going to have 44 teams up there, a minimum, most of them from NCSSA, maybe 10 or 12 of them from the Oregon area. But also would like to thank my sweet wife Wendy of 51 years. She's been out here 25 years playing softball, not playing, but certainly supporting me. Probably has been just about as many games as I have. But anyhow, I do want to say a special thanks to Dean Perkins over there, who introduced me to senior softball. I think Dean was recruiting in 1990 for the fledgling NCSSA, and he came through San Leandro and was looking for players trying to start a league. And I guess it worked out pretty well, huh, Dean? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harry, and congratulations. Our 4th inductee for 2013 is Ed Sorensen. After playing for younger age groups in the Sacramento area, he was introduced to senior softball through South Placer Senior Softball Association. Ed says his first love is softball, and is evident because of the various positions he has held. At Lincoln Hills, he has served as president of the board, managed teams, instructed players, and umpired. He has played on teams such as South Placer Stars, NorCal Hornets, River City Pirates, and Lincoln Hills Coyotes. Ed has played on Renegades, Gold Rush, and Lincoln Hills Coyotes teams, and winning many regional and national championships with those teams. Congratulations, Ed.
Thank you very much, Gary, and also President Ron. In senior softball, one of the things that I noticed as I've played over the years is how many great athletes there are. And in these athletes, you find special friends and very strong competitors. And as I look around, I'm sure that most of you have played softball or baseball or some form of ball on a diamond like this throughout your lives and have enjoyed it as much as I have. Playing ball on a diamond is much more fun than being out here trying to tell you what I think I should say. But in all of this, all of these memories, they seem to come together at a moment like this when you hear the word Hall of Fame, because no matter how far you've come or how long you've been around, the word Hall of Fame certainly has very elite meaning to it. And it's very special to me as I stand here today getting this award. But as I say this, it's only because I think I've never played the Hall of Fame position before. Anyway, in my travels, I've met many good people, and I appreciate my teammates and my competitors. And I want to say a special thanks to the board, NorCal board, and you, President Ron, for all your efforts in what you do in this program. I also want to make a special thanks to, I don't think he's here, Harold Dunbar. Harold gave me the first shot at playing on a really good team, and for the last 14 years off and on, I've had a chance to play with his team, and it's the Elk Grove Renegades. It's now an 80s team, and he's a very gracious, a very strong competitor, and I want to thank Harold for getting me rolling in the in these upper years of my softball career. So once again, thank you to President Ron, the board, and all the players in senior softball.
Thank you, Ed. Congratulations. Our final inductee today for 2013 is Willie Weatherford. Willie participated in organized softball and baseball since his youth. He started senior softball in 1993. In the years since, Willie was a member of both Big Valley Seniors and the Stanislaus Senior Softball Association. Over the past 20 years, he has played for the Outlaws, Northern Express, Court Jesters, the Mudville Nine, NovaCare, Legions, Big Valley, Solano Forcers, Ravens, and currently with the Raptors. Willie has held public offices during his career, and at present he is serving as mayor of Manteca. During his terms as mayor, he has hosted the NCSSA annual meeting, which has been held over the last 11 years. Also, let me just add that I met Willie when I started playing in senior softball in 1994. Willie was instrumental in getting Manteca and Big League Dreams together to form this complex. Willie, congratulations, my friend.
I'd like to say that the reasons I played for so many teams, no, I don't. Senior softball has been good to me. I'd like to thank a few people. If you look up there, I made the mistake of telling the city manager that I was going to be here today. So we have the city manager, the city clerk, Councilman Harris, Councilman Hernandez. We have the fire chief, Kurt, police chief, here, Nick, and Joe's over there. Joe's risk management in case you guys, something happens. I thank you for coming. I see this as more of a thank you because in the course of playing softball since Little League, and I won't spend too much time going there, but it's been a journey every summer since I was 10 years old. And I wouldn't know what to do every summer without my wife wouldn't know for sure. I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me, not just with softball, but everything. My daughter Dana's here. Hey Dana. My son-in-law Casey. My grandson Ray. Tierney's here. And my granddog's on the front row. I wrote, actually, I never do anything too unorganized. Well, you better check with the city clerk on that. But I wrote about 1 million notes, and I think what I'd like to do is just say this. You've heard the other speakers talk, and there's a commonality that runs through it, through the Hall of Fame, and it's loving the game and giving when you can to senior softball. Each one of you give something, but if there's a chance to give a little more to keep the game going, because you've heard us older people, we need those young kids to keep coming out. We need the masters, that's 40-year-olds, to start playing early and continue on. I'd like to thank some people that aren't here. Bill Gentry. I played with Bill Gentry in the Masters in Sacramento. No, I didn't loan him money, and he couldn't have my sunglasses. Bobby Silva, who was a real gentleman. You meet a lot of real gentlemen in this game, and they're just great people. Not only are they competitive, but they're just great people. I'd like to say I have a lot of friends as a result of playing senior softball. I'd like to thank the board. It's not easy to run an organization. And the time that they put in, we see them once a year at the annual meeting, but they put in lots of time. They do the rankings, trying to make the game competitive, and I think they do a great job. So I want to thank you, and I guess in the words of great American Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Willie. Congratulations to all the 2013 NCSSA Hall of Fame inductees.
Again, we'd like to thank you for coming, and enjoy your day, and go out and have fun and play ball. Thank you.
Play ball.